It is literally dang near impossible for men these days. In life, it's freaking hard, man. There's so much stress and pressure on men today in society more than ever. It could not be a more competitive time. The dating market, the job market. I mean, the amount of pressure on men today is quite significant, especially with modern dating and what men are expected to do, to provide resources, to be fit. And then, of course, social media makes it a million times worse with painting unrealistic expectations and standards for what your life should look like. You go on your Explore page, Discover, and you're seeing these guys with their cars and their bodies and their money and their watches and their resources and their beautiful girlfriend. And you're like, this is so far out of reach for me. This is so far-fetched, dude. I'm about to really go in on this one today. I'm about to unload because it truly is insane. I mean, it's tough, man. It's really freaking tough. But if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping videos every single day. Dude, listen. Average is not enough anymore. It's not enough. It's not. Because these women have so many options today, or they think they do. They kind of do, but a guy that is aligned physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, the whole 9 yards, it's actually a very slim pickings for a high quality woman. But I digress. Average is not enough anymore. To just even make, $80,000, $100,000 a year, that's not going to cut it. Especially if you want to have a family, you want to have a wife. Look, for years, I stayed single, and I'm still single. I don't have a girlfriend now. I technically have not had a girlfriend in about 8.5 years. If you know watching my channel, you've heard me mention this before. But I'll be honest with you. A big reason why I stayed single for so long was because I never felt like I was good enough. I never felt like I was enough. I never felt like, okay, now I could actually afford a girlfriend. I could actually have a family. I mean, it's tough when you see all your other friends that are making way more money. And don't get me wrong, I'm in a decent place right now, much better than I used to be. But friends are getting married, girlfriends, wives, settling down. And I'm thinking, wow, I can't even imagine having a wife and kid right now because I'm literally nowhere near where I want to be. And I would be so stressed to provide for a family if it was just my income. It's dang near impossible, man. The dating apps favor the top percent guys. So if you are a good-looking guy, you make good money, you have your mind, your body, you're in a good financial position, you don't have like a ton of credit card debt, and you have a good career, you have a good social circle, a good social life. If you have all of that, you are in the top 10% in your area as a man. And the rest of the guys are getting scraps and freaking struggling today. Because in your area, there's about 5 to 10% of guys that are getting at least 80% of the higher quality women in your area. And you've heard me talk before about the women out here. 20 to 30% max of these women are actually high quality women that you might want to be with, okay? So that makes it even more slim pickings. It's tough out here. Like I said before, I open with talking about social media is setting unrealistic expectations. It's a fantasy land. It's not real. And it's depressing to see, to look at, to watch. Right now, I encourage you to unfollow anything on Instagram, on YouTube, anything that's not adding value to your life. If it's making you feel like lesser of a person, get rid of it. You have to clear your field of view. Any of these fitness models, years ago, I did fitness modeling. And it drove me nuts because I was always comparing myself to these other guys who were more jacked, on steroids, more ripped, seeing their lifestyles. And it just made me feel like crap, man. So start purging and unfollowing all these guys. Also, get rid of all these OF women as well that don't even know you exist. But social media has set unrealistic standards. It's not real. And the thing is, you see a highlight reel of this person's life. You don't really know what they're going through. You don't really know what their life is like on the inside. Okay? Because we're all dealing with some stuff. Some people are really good about covering it up. Let's not mention the economic challenges for guys and how expensive it is. If you live in a metropolitan area, most of the guys that watch my channel are in the US. If you live in a major city, it's expensive. You need to be making at least $100,000 a year. Okay? It depends on what kind of life you want, though. I mean, you could go live out in the sticks and things are not going to be as expensive, okay? But most of you guys don't want that. Maybe some of you do. But it's tough. It's tough to climb the ladder, the corporate ladder. I've been in a corporate sales position for technically about 3 years now. I've done other stuff with sales. Long story short, it takes a while to climb the ladder. You have to go all in. You have to work really, really, really hard. Okay? You're not going to get anywhere unless you work really, really hard and get rid of an entitled mindset and just get after it. You have to be getting after it relentlessly. I started this YouTube channel a few months ago. God told me about a year ago when I hit rock bottom. I didn't have a job for about 5 months. I was super depressed. I was drinking. I had moved back in with my parents. This was about a year and a half ago. Racked up about over $10,000 of credit card debt. I had no money. I had no job. I was addicted to video games. I was completely lost in life. And then I started praying. God gave me a great job. And then he told me to start YouTube. And so here I am. And I just really started getting consistent with it a few months ago. But I say all that to say, I'm doing YouTube for the long play because I want to help you guys, to just provide as much free value as possible. And I know it's my mission. It's my purpose. You have to find your purpose as well. If you are average right now, you have to level up. You need to get your body right. You need to get your money right. You need to get rid of the credit card debt. You need to stop spending money on things you can't afford. I just bought a new car recently, new work car. I drove a Honda Accord, paid off, a 2012 car. It was like 12 or 13 years old. Bro, I drove that car until it had like 260,000 miles on it, okay? I've had it for over 6 years. And I could have dang well got a nicer car earlier on. Delayed gratification. You got to keep leveling up. You have to be getting after it. And your mindset. Stop with the doomer mindset. Throwing in the towel. Just accepting the life that you get. Because if you don't take the reins of your life and design your own life, if you're not consciously and actively constructing your life by design, because that's what you are, yeah? You are the architect of your life, and you have to assume that role. If you're not doing that, someone else will design your life, and you're going to continue drifting along in life, lost, accepting whatever life gives you. There's no way to live. Miserable, unhappy, and you will remain average unless you truly unlock a part of yourself. But you have to be fed up. Obviously, if you're watching this right now, you're on your personal development journey. You have to be fed up. In order to make any significant change in your life and to get any kind of progress, you have to be fed up. When I transformed my body and went from being skinny fat to eating McDonald's to getting a six pack and getting ripped. I mean, I was fed up when I looked in the mirror and I saw my love handles and my lower back fat, and I took a picture from the front, back, and side in March of 2019. And I said, this is the last time I'm going to see this. Say goodbye to him. And I never looked back. Now, I did hit other low points at one point or another a few times, but that's life. It ebbs and flows, okay? But you have to keep moving forward, and you have to keep leveling up and continuing to add value to yourself. If you're average, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. I still get rejected daily, weekly, dating apps with women, okay? So if you don't have your life together, you're probably getting it way more. And I can understand why I would be depressed too. But you have to have a more positive mindset. I'm not just so optimistic all the time. I'm a realist. Sometimes I can be cynical as well. But be more positive. You only live one time. The silver lining in things. Take some accountability. Get rid of the bad energy. Turn off the news. Get rid of the toxic friends. If they're an energy vampire and they're not adding value to your life, they got to go. Yep. They got to go. You need to figure out your purpose. Your purpose is going to be over everything. Your family, your wife, your girlfriend, your future family, everything. If you're working a corporate job right now and you don't like it, you should really start thinking about what you can build on the side. It could be skill sets, marketing, sales, coding, learn about AI, automation. I don't know. Find something that can make you money, that's a good vehicle. And if you can build something on the side that you are passionate about, find your purpose. You know how you find your purpose? If you could do anything and not get paid for it, what would it be? Number 2, write out the things that you like to do. And what are the things that you like to talk about? What have people told you that you're good at? Some of your gifts. Hey, you know what? You're really good at speaking to people. You know how to talk to people. You're very empathetic. You're a good listener. Or, you know what? You were just very entertaining. You know, you're really, really, really smart. You know, you should help people with something with numbers. I don't know. I suck at math. So I love helping people. I love coaching. I was a certified personal trainer for a long time after I was in the Marine Corps, and I went to college. It took me forever. It took me all through my 20s to figure things out. I didn't even really start putting the pieces together until I hit around 30, 31. And at 32, I was still lost. Lost as heck. I hit rock bottom for like the third time in my life. Lost everything. Ask God to light your path. Average is not going to cut it anymore. It's just not. But I know you were meant to do something great in this world. Everyone has a purpose, has a mission in life. Just like in the military, we have objectives within a mission. So you think about, what are your gifts to the world? And you know what? Could be skill sets. These things take time to build. It takes reps. It takes a long time. And you know what else it takes a lot of? Lots of reflection. Yeah, lots of writing. Lots of meditation, being in solitude, being in your thoughts, being in stillness. You got to sort this out, man. You have to sort these things out. You have too much noise in your life right now. Turn off your notifications on your social media, your push notifications. I want to be honest with you. My phone is on Do Not Disturb about 90% of the time because I'm distraction free. And the way I set it up on my iPhone is I have about 15 or 20 people that have access to me whenever, if I'm expecting a very important call. Maybe it's more like 10 or 12 for work, for business and whatnot. And my phone stays on D&D all the time because it's more peaceful. It's a better way to live. You have to be the gatekeeper of your mind. You have to guard your mind. You have to protect your energy at all costs. So I've been single, technically without a girlfriend, for about 8.5 years. And I've learned so much about myself. It's been so helpful. I think soon I'll attract the right woman into my life, hopefully this year or next year. But I mean, whatever God has in store for me, I'm not opposed to it either way. If I don't meet her in the US, maybe I will definitely go overseas. But we'll see. We will see. But the truth is, you got to find your purpose, because that's going to be the foundation of everything. And if you're working a job that you don't like, well, get into something that you do like, where you can potentially make good money. And you should be working like heck on the side, building your side project. A lot of people are starting agencies these days, AI agencies, and it doesn't even matter what the answer is. Whatever you want to do. You want to be an actor? Do it, man. Especially if you don't have any wife and kids and you're single, you have the sky's the limit. See it as a blessing. This season right now is a blessing. Okay, but the truth is, most of you guys are what you would box in and define as average, okay? You can't control how naturally good looking you are. You cannot control what you were born with. If you didn't have things handed to you in life, you didn't have rich parents, you can't control your upbringing. You can't control if you're a shorter guy. You know, let's say you're under 5'8". I'm just about 5'9", almost 5'9". You can't control your height. You can't control, but you can control a lot of things. That's why I'm stumping, because you can control how much money you make. You can work harder. You can become a ripped guy. You can get in great shape, okay? You can become smarter. You can read more. Look, I had a learning disability diagnosed in school. I hardly made it out of high school. If it wasn't for my mother, I would have dropped out of high school, okay, and gone to Hollywood to try and become a movie actor, because that was my childhood dream, okay? I struggled in math so bad. As a matter of fact, I was in special education math classes in high school. Middle school, I was diagnosed with ADHD and some kind of a slow processing. Like, what the even is that, bro? And it got in my head for so long that I wasn't that smart. I used to get made fun of in school growing up. I barely made it out. And in college, it took me 7 years to finish because I was working full time. And when I was ripped, my client I was bartering with for college for my last semester during COVID, over 7 years, my client was my math tutor because she was an accounting major. And so I trained her, and she was my math tutor and practically did my homework for the last semester and my exams. Okay? Everyone told me growing up that I wasn't that smart, and I used to get made fun of. I couldn't hardly comprehend anything. I struggled so much in school, getting made fun of all through school. In college, I guess not so much, but I still had to go into separate rooms to take exams. I wasn't that great in math. I wasn't that great in science. And I did enjoy learning about some anatomy and physiology because I was a fitness trainer, but I wanted to go to school for physical therapy, but I sucked in math and science to the level that I needed to make it. It wasn't worth the squeeze, man. I used to get made fun of even when I was in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marines for 4 years, and I went in primarily raised by lots of feminine energy, more, my mom, my sisters and whatnot. And my dad was around for a good part of my life as well, but in the later years, he was absent. And I didn't really have the masculine father figure, the guidance that I needed, so I went in the military. I saw the deficiency in my life, and I went in the military. And man, it slapped me in my face, man. It was tough. I got my butt handed to me. Got made fun of for years. Call me gay. Call me... So my last name is Whitworth. They call me Shitworth. Worthless. I got treated like crap for the entire time I was in. You guys might sit here and watch and have no idea that it was like that. But look, a little bit of a ramble there, but it doesn't matter where you're at and what you've been through. No one's coming to save you. You have to get after it. And if you're living an average life right now, look, I have struggled my fair share over the years and paid my dues today. And I'm still paying my dues every single day. And if you're working a job that you don't like, find something that you do, or find your purpose, find your why, and build that on the side so you can find your exit one day. Also, you need to kick the bad habits. If you're vaping, you're hooked on pornography, get rid of it, man. You're addicted to video games, binge watching TV shows. You have to kick it, man. Smoking, like whatever. Another reason that life is so freaking tough right now, especially competitive, is you're competing globally. It's a global market for jobs with women. I mean, it is a global competition, okay? So you're not just competing with guys in the US, all right? You're competing with the best in the whole entire world. Do you know what I mean? And guys, a lot of guys in the US do not work as hard as guys that are immigrants. I know guys from the Middle East, from, all these other places, Asians, whatever, right? They work so much harder. They come to the US and have so much opportunity. A lot of us here are so entitled because we have things so easy. We have it at our fingertips, and they come over here and they have so much opportunity starting businesses, and they're just getting after it, man. It's crazy. So really, at the end of the day, maybe that's not what you wanted to hear, but it's what you needed to hear. Someone had to say it. Level up or be left behind. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Comment. Tell me your scenario. I'm here for all you guys. I love you guys. Support you guys. I read and respond to every single comment. So dropping a video every single day. Don't forget to subscribe. Share with a friend if you thought it was a decent video. All right. Peace.